There are some medical mysteries so bizarre that even science can't explain them. Take, for example, the case of Robert L., a 28-year-old black man who in 1951 went to a Baltimore hospital claiming something was growing inside him. Now hold on a second, because you're probably thinking tumor or parasite, maybe some kind of infection. But those weren't what Robert was describing at all. He told doctors it was something he couldn't see, not a tumor, but something that moved just under the surface of his skin, just above his collarbone. And sometimes when he touched it, it would move. Sometimes he felt like it was trying to get out. At other times, he felt like it was being pulled back inside. Whatever it was making him hallucinate, and he was bleeding from his eyes, and no one could tell us why. Robert's family insisted that there had to be an explanation, but the doctors at the hospital didn't seem to care. They simply diagnosed him with psychosis and sent him home. But within 2 weeks, he was back in the hospital. This time he was restrained. His mental state completely collapsed. And after that, he vanished. Officially, he was transferred to another hospital, but they have no record of ever receiving him. All they found was a sealed file stamped U.S. property, do not open. Now, years later in 1999, Robert's niece filed a Freedom of Information Act request to find out what the government had done to her uncle. And when the documents were finally declassified and released, they showed something really chilling. Robert had been exposed to an aerosol during an unwitting trial, part of Project Bluebird, the CIA's early efforts in mind control and biological weapons testing on American soil. And Robert was one of dozens of unwitting test subjects. The doctors called him unstable, but really he was a victim of some of the most sinister experiments in history. The CIA's official story is that Project Bluebird ended in 1953, but there are still so many questions. How long did these experiments really go on? What did they really do to these people? And why are the files still being kept secret? Join us as we continue to investigate Project Bluebird and the experiments that may have killed Robert L.